So I've done 3 piles. We've got pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. So to pick your pile, I need you to take 3 deep breaths and concentrate on anything that you need to know right now, any important advice that you should know right now. Just think about that. Pause the video and I'll put timestamps down below as well. I'll put them in the comments so you can just click on them. So pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. So hi, little introduction before we start, just because I've got a little bit of explaining to do. So yeah, today is a bit of a random video. It's a pick a card reading. I recently just started to read tarot, and there's not much. I don't want to ask too much because some things I don't really want to know, because I feel like if I know, then it's not going to go that way. Oh my god, have I got a bald spot? Stress. That is from stress. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go straight into group 1. I've got timestamps down below as well, so you can skip to your actual reading. Rocco, don't make me get up. Right, so, and I also want to say most of these pick a card readings are like proper, like no cuts or anything, no editing. I've not been reading tarot that long, so I will be putting cuts in so I can revise what I'm saying, make sure I'm being correct and all that shit. So yeah, but let's get started. Also, I don't have like a table to do it on, maybe one day, but for now I'm just going to put it down. I'm going to show you it laid out and then I'll go into the explanations. Why? Just why? And I also don't, I think I might upload this video first and then you've got the dream board. I've got loads of videos that I haven't uploaded yet because I don't know what's wrong with me. Hi, I'm Renee, help me. So if this doesn't make any order with the other videos, then I'm sorry. And I just kind of felt like doing a pick a card reading. This is important. Oh, I forgot to tell you what the actual thing is. So I asked the cards how is group 1 and is there any advice, anything they need to hear. So first we've got the 9 of Cups reverse. Yeah. Then we've got the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. And then we've got 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe you're not feeling too great, but I mean. Then we've got the 6 of Swords. And then we've got the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles, sorry. I'm like scared in case I read the name wrong, because that's a pretty important part, so you can see the card. And then we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. And we've got the Empress in reverse. And then we've got the Knight of Cups. And then we've got the Lovers. Nice card. That's the final card to represent the reading. Or final card of advice is what I asked for that final card. And then I also have a message from Spirit, and this says, energy flows where my intuition goes. So let's see how that plays in. So I'm just going to show you. Got starting from here, ending on card 9, and then you've got a message from Spirit. I'm going to pull another message from Spirit at the end of this reading. So yeah, but for now we're just gonna get straight into it. Easier for me to do it like this. So starting with the 9 of Cups in reverse. So 9 of Cups normally is like being content with your dreams, and you've got your wishes are coming true and stuff like that. So in reverse it means like shattered dreams and stuff like this. So it can represent like dreams that you've had, stuff that turning into nightmares, and it kind of links in with this card because this is like stuff that you've been working on and you feel like it's not paying off, which I feel like that you've probably been working on something and you just feel like, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? So you might feel a bit of devastation because of this. It means unhappiness. So these two both mean you might be struggling, and this one, to be honest, this means like disappointments, not working stuff like that. So these three basically tell me that you feel a bit like lost, bit like what was the point. So let's see what other advice we've got. 3 cards all kind of remind me of like you've put work into something but you feel like it wasn't worth it, it's just not paying off, and you feel, I've kind of getting the sense that you feel like not good enough, like maybe that you're the problem. That's probably how you feel. But as the final card, as we got the Lovers, I feel like, from what I can see, I feel like it's telling you to love yourself. I feel like it's telling you that if you just keep trying, or maybe find a different approach, things will work out. Let me see what else. This card does also represent like not learning from your mistakes and stuff, so I kind of feel like you might have been a bit discouraged because of this. Like you feel like you're putting in all this work and it's just not happening, so now you're a bit unmotivated. So I feel like maybe if you try and look into a different approach of whatever this is, it doesn't even have to be like work, it can just be any situation, a project, your work, you know what I mean. It also means like basically like moving on and stuff, so I feel like this is you struggling in whatever situation you're struggling in. You're putting in all this effort and it's just not going anywhere, you're just not happy with it. But I can also see you're just not learning from your mistakes, so maybe it's time to move forward. Maybe that's your advice. This card is also the tarot card of like intuition and inner guidance, so maybe that's something you should look into. Also, some of you could be going on holiday, I don't know. But this is a healing card and it's about overcoming hardship and stuff, so this is probably where you're at now. This is saying you need to learn from your mistake. Maybe you should just let this go, and this is you letting it go. And then see, after you letting it go, we've got the 9 of Pentacles, which is obviously you enjoying all the hard work, all the happiness, all the things around you, really. Yeah, so this does represent like freedom and success and stuff, but although I'm kind of feeling that it's more to do with independence. Like I feel like it's independence away from whatever situation this is. Like maybe you should move on and then just be independent, be happy, enjoy what you've got. So this is a card of abundance, prosperity, wealth, gain through hard work, self-discipline, control. So this is basically telling you to just like relax, enjoy, move away from this situation and be happy. It does also say you gain maturity and wisdom through perseverance, so that's sticking through this and learning whatever you're finally figuring out what you're not figuring out, if that makes sense. Move on for it, and then you can be here. That represents like lack of ideas, misinformation, confusion, not really knowing what you're doing. It can signify a lack of communication, creative blocks, and a lack of vision as well. So maybe this situation might still be, I think this is to do with this situation. Maybe you just don't know what to do, just feeling a bit, you don't know. It also represents making the wrong decisions, so I think that links in with this. I think you really need to figure out what is not working in whatever you're doing, whether it's your work, whether it's a partnership. I do feel like it's more like a work or a project though. Find those mistakes, learn from those mistakes, and try and find a new approach. So this could be you. Well, this could already be you, to be honest, and then you could just maybe be feeling a bit like this, but then maybe the cards are telling me that this is you. You just got a lack of ideas right now. You just need to get back to you, basically. But in reverse basically tells us that we need to get in touch with our feminine side, our feminine qualities. It indicates that we've been, well, you have, sorry, I don't know why I said we. You've been suppressing or like neglecting your feminine side, and you really need to embrace it to create more balance. And you may be focusing too much on material and the mental aspects of life, so that you might be focusing too much maybe you need to step away from this situation to see what it is that you're not learning from, so you can move on, and this can be you, and then you can get out some new ideas. So you might be putting someone else's needs before yours, and it might be draining you a bit and causing you to feel like this. You're putting on all this energy and you feel like nothing is even coming from it. You might also be feeling a bit unconfident, which I think kind of links in with this one as well. So you need to step away from the situation, I would say. Look at it from a different perspective. See what you're not learning, move away. Card can represent offers, invitations and good news. So that is something that you should be looking forward to. Or it could be a man coming in, a water sign, so Cancer, Scorpio or Pisces, to come in and sweep you off your feet. But yeah, that'll be a romantic person. Look, he's got his cup and he's got his cute horse. And he's coming in and he's trying to give you all this shit. But it might not. But I feel like it's more to do with good news, to be honest. I feel like there's an opportunity waiting for you. I feel like you should follow. It indicates that now is the time to follow your heart. So if you feel like you've put in too much in this situation and you feel like you're not getting anything out of it, move on. You don't need to be in the situation. This is where you're supposed to be. I have this card, which is basically saying, I think it's saying you should find balance within yourself, which links with this one. You need to get in touch with your feminine energies. You need to think about what makes you happy. You need to figure out what makes your heart happy, go for that, and then the outcome will be good. This will be you. This will be you. This will be you. It can also, it represents perfect union and harmony. So I feel like that'll be inside you once you decide what it is that you're not learning. Leave. Look around, appreciate what you've got, follow your heart, and get in touch with your feminine side. It can also represent that you might have a major choice to make, or you're faced with a dilemma. That's probably whether or not to stay in this situation, but I'm telling you should probably leave it. Obviously, don't make any decisions without all the facts. Make sure you think about it and don't necessarily take what's easy. Yep. And then obviously we've got this card. Energy. Oh, and it goes. Energy flows where my intuition goes. That's what this card is saying. See? We love that. I'm going to pick one more card from the Advice pack. One more oracle card. Get a final message for you. Final message for pile 3. Final message for pile 3. This one. It says, my capacity to tune in to the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that reading. And hopefully I'll see you again. If this was literally my first time doing this, so it'd be nice. Because I don't know how that went at all. No idea. But thanks anyway. Bye. Hi pile 2. So today I did ask the cards basically how are you feeling and any advice or tips. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Any advice / what should you do about however you're feeling. Okay, yep. So first we've got the Chariot in reverse. And I do also want to say that when I was shuffling these cards, they kind of they were like, it was taking me ages to pick them basically, so that already tells me that I'm guessing you've got a bit of a slow movement going on. And we've got the King of Cups. We've got the Queen of Wands. We've got the Five of Swords in reverse. We have Two of Wands in reverse. We have the King of Wands in reverse. We have the Magician in reverse. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. I have no idea what this means. And also I did ask at the end for a final card, like final card of advice or whatever. Two came out, so we've got the Death card in reverse. And then we've got the, how many wands is that? Six of Wands in reverse. And then I also did pick an oracle card, a message from the universe. There is a stream of love supporting my dreams. Beautiful. So let me show you. So the Chariot in reverse is about like feeling a bit powerless, like basically giving up control of your life. You might be letting other people control it for you. You might not be setting boundaries. You may be like just completely going with the flow, but like not necessarily in the greatest way. And also the King of Cups, I feel like this represents you. So the King of Cups is someone who's is a water sign, so you might be Cancer, Scorpio or Pisces, or you might be dealing with someone that's this, but I do feel like that, I really do feel like this is you, or this might be you, but let me see. So this is someone who's caring, affectionate, empathetic, creative, a good listener, easygoing. I feel like you give advice, good advice, but I feel like you might just be letting other people or other outside influences controlling your situation, which is obviously not great. So let's see what else. What advice and like what should you do about it basically. So maybe advice through this card is basically take a look outside, look at your situation, see what, obviously you can't control everything because that's just not how life works, but you could look at the situation yourself and look at what can I change, what can I do to set boundaries, to not let this person walk all over me, to not have to be taking the mick out at work or something. I don't know, whatever your situation is. Sorry, this card can represent that you might be optimistic, outgoing and full of energy, and Rocco, but she can, yeah, so I've already said that she can indicate that you might be optimistic, outgoing, full of energy, you're doing loads of shit, getting shit done, you might be doing a bit too much, you might be getting a little tired, you might get a little tired after a while, but I kind of do get the feeling that it's not necessarily about that. For this reading, I do kind of get the feeling that this is telling you to take charge of your life. It's telling you to organise things in your life. Maybe you feel like you've got no control, so if you go about things, just organise things, set what's important. Yeah, maybe write a to-do list, write what's important, write down some things that you really want to accomplish, and then maybe start taking back control of your life by doing it through that way. Because maybe there is something in your life that you've, like, is a situation that you physically cannot control, but then there is still ways that you can control the rest of your life. Like, your whole life doesn't have to be not even driving the boat, you're just floating. Just floating on the water. Floating? Yeah, floating. Anyway, so yeah, organise some shit. I don't really know what that card means, I forgot. This Five of Swords can represent a peaceful resolution of a situation, which is good. We like to hear that, we love it. And moving on, which is good. Obviously, I don't know what kind of situation you are dealing with that making you feel a bit powerless and you're not really taking control of your life. But this is indicating that it will come to an end, in a peaceful way as well. And it's about moving on, about communication, compromise, overcoming challenges, and releasing stress. You might be getting caused a bit of stress because you're doing so much shit as well. Yeah. But it can also mean an escalation in serious violence or revenge. But for this, I don't really get that vibe, to be honest. It can also signify risking everything, being relentless, and surrendering to challenges. I do feel like you are surrendering to challenges, but I feel like this is more like saying, like, get your shit organised. This is you're this lovely, compassionate, good listening person. You're just floating right now. Get your life organised and you can come to a peaceful, stressless resolution. You can move on, even though you feel like surrendering to your challenges. Don't do it. Just organise it. Go about it in a nice, calm way. Get shit done. Next we got 1 minute. I also forgot to mention this is like fire sign energy, so you could be Aries, Sag, Leo. You could have water or fire in your chart. Two of Wands in reverse can indicate a fear of change. It represents like indecisiveness, fear of the unknown. So that kind of links in with this. I feel like you're a bit scared to switch things up, so you're just kind of in autopilot mode. But yeah, so it's a lack of planning, restricted options, being held back, and disappointment. It can represent staying put and deciding to not to go. So yeah, that obviously, them two saying similar things. It can indicate choosing the safest bet, a mundane life. So that's not what we want. Get up, get organised, plan your shit. And I forgot to also say, these could also be people that you're dealing with, but I do really get the feeling that these two, well, I have a feeling that this is you. And this could be someone in your life that's making you feel like, what am I doing? Like, well, not really. Yeah, I do feel like that. I don't know. Anyway, next. Saying that you lack the energy or like enthusiasm to accomplish what you want to achieve. You're taking a bit of a backseat, not being very proactive in your life. So again, these three saying the same thing. You may feel that you're not up to the task, or you're always giving away your power. So maybe again, get organised, look at what you want to do, find out. Then we've also got, on the flip side, you might be worrying about other people's opinions of you. Don't give a fuck about what no one got to say about you. Only person that matters, their opinion, is you. And if you're doing what you want to do, if you're happy, that's all that matters. And then we've got, you may be trying to control everything and everyone around you, but obviously we know that doesn't really apply, does it? So yeah. It could also represent someone that you're dealing with. So it could be someone who's a fire sign that's rude, forceful, controlling, like a bully, impulsive, abusive, all that stuff. Not very good. But again, I do feel like it's more like just saying you're not taking control of your life. Again, you feel a bit of a lack of enthusiasm. But yeah, but that could be a possibility. Obviously it's a general reading. So then we've got the Magician in reverse. You need to be careful not to miss opportunities coming your way. Don't let self-doubt, don't let the fearing of change stop you from taking control of your life, getting organised and taking these opportunities. It can also represent a person, so it can be a person in your life who represents themselves as knowledgeable and trustworthy, maybe actually trying to use you or manipulate you. So careful of that. But I don't necessarily feel like, I feel like it's more saying, more saying like, get up, step out of the situation, get organised, see what's wrong. You don't want a boring life, come on. Seize the opportunities. The card does represent that you're finding clarity and you're getting back to reality after a long period of indulging like fantasies or a dream world. So you might be starting to act decisively and see the correct path for you, which is what we'd like to hear, because obviously we've seen here you're a bit lacking enthusiasm, lacking drive. But yeah, it represents getting a reality check. Maybe this is your reality check. Get up, do something organised. It can represent previously feeling indecisive or lost. Obviously that's what we've got here. But it can also mean that you have a lack of options, choices or opportunities, or you may be feeling restricted or trapped in some way. Well, we know that you've got opportunities because it's saying don't miss your opportunities, so I'm not going to take that in. But I do feel like you are kind of trapped right now in some way. But I do feel like these cards are telling you get organised, move away from the situation. Oh, I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, don't miss those opportunities. Even though you feel trapped, you're never trapped. You might be trapped in whatever situation. You might feel a bit stagnant in a certain situation, but you can control other parts of your life. Like sometimes things aren't gonna go your way, but don't need to just sit back and take a back seat. It's your life. Do what you gotta do. And then we got the Death card. So Death in reverse does indicate that you are resisting change, which is like what we've been saying. It can also indicate that you're resisting change that's necessary for you to move forward. So you're stuck, you're taking a back seat, you need a change, you need to change something. Don't miss these opportunities, get organised. It can also indicate that you are, nothing new can happen. Nothing new can begin while you're holding on to like old negative energy, while you're thinking, oh, nothing goes right. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. So if you keep holding on to like old things that you should be letting go of, the universe, they will tell you, they will push you onto the wrong path, onto the right path, sorry. And obviously when we get pushed, it's not always like the nicest push, it's usually a big shove, but then we're like, so get shoved into like a big garden of roses or some shit. That's how I feel. Like it feels like you're being shoved at the moment. Well, not yet, but if you do resist this change, this is what's gonna happen anyway. The universe has a way of getting where you are supposed to be. If you, like I said. So if you make your own way, that's a lot better than being shoved into this rose bush when you could just walk into it instead of being pushed into it or thrown into it. Let me think what else. Well, think about this is like about like leaving old things. So maybe think about what relationships, what situations aren't serving you. Maybe you should let it go. Maybe you should just let it go. Final card, which is the Six of Wands in reverse. So this kind of represents like losing, failure, lack of achievement, lack of confidence and support. It is a card of mob or pack mentality. So maybe you're just being a follower. Well, again, it links in with this. You're not really taking control. You're just kind of going with what everybody else is doing. You're just going for this boring life at the moment. It can indicate that someone is being arrogant, egotistical, fame hungry, something like that. So that if that could link in with whoever this person is, if that resonates for you. I'm not sure. That again is literally, they're both wands, both fire sign energy. So I feel like when I said describe this person as not a very nice person, and this could also be the person as well, very manipulative. So that could be them. So maybe look out. Maybe that's the situation that you've got to walk away from. Maybe that's why you're not moving forward. But I don't know, that will resonate for whoever it resonates for. So it also represents like losing battles and disadvantage and stuff like that, but I feel like that is the outcome of if you don't move on for whatever situation this is. If you don't get organised, pick your shit up and get it moving, don't miss these opportunities. Look, these two go together. So I feel like if you do, you're just gonna carry on. So yeah, get organised, drop your dead weight so you can move on. And then 1 minute. So your oracle card, I'll read it again for you. There is a stream of love supporting my dreams. Oh my gosh, it actually goes. So stream of love supporting my dreams. So obviously you've got the universe trying to get you on the right path. She doesn't want to have to throw you in it. Just walk there. And let's see if we've got a final message as well. Final messages for pile 2. Final message for pile 2. Ooh. Final message for pile 2. Final message for pile 2. We have, when I lean toward love, I am led. So drop your dead weight. Follow your heart. Please let me know if it resonated and if you had like, if you've got any. This was my first time doing this, so please go easy. And I'm sorry, I feel like there's gonna be loads of jump cuts, but oh well. But hopefully I'll see you again. But bye, hope you enjoyed. Hello, pile 3. So you are my final pile. So I'm gonna see what cards we've got for you. Oh my god, I put way too much on then. Okay, so firstly we've got Knight of Wands in reverse. Oh, I forgot to say, I asked the cards basically how are pile 3 doing, and like, do they have, what advice can I give them for whatever situation, however they're feeling. So let's see. Then we've got, oh shit, we've got 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got the 9 of Wands. We've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. We've got the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the Knight of Swords. We've got the Sun in reverse. Move this up. We've got the Hermit. We've got the... Come here, doggy. We've got the World in reverse. Rocco. And then I pulled a final card that was just like final words of advice. And we've got the 2 of Cups. And then I also pulled an oracle card, just for a nice little message from Spirit. So this says, the presence of love will always cast out fear. So yeah, let's see what you've got in your reading. 1 minute. We've got the Knight of Wands in reverse. So this can indicate that things are not going as well as you like expected, and any ventures you have taken on are likely to like be experiencing delays or setbacks. And I can also see this card represents like ongoing battles and stuff, so makes sense. Ooh, maybe feeling a bit fearful and passive. It could also indicate that you're overly confident or competitive, arrogant or cocky. It tells you not to be reckless or over hasty because it might not be the right time to put your plan into action. It can also indicate that it can also indicate for like something kind of bit bad to happen. So maybe slow down with whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe it's in work, maybe it's, I don't know. We'll see. And it can also represent not finishing what you started. Yeah. But it could also represent a person as well, maybe dealing with a fire sign who's hasty, arrogant, egotistical, reckless. Do you know what I mean? or they could be passive, fearful, lack enthusiasm. Yeah. And then the 9 of Wands in reverse, that represents, it tells you that you're halfway through a battle. So maybe this is saying slow down a bit. Recent events have left you drained of all energy. Feel like you can't go on, but you're so close to, look how the sun comes out when I'm saying you're so close to getting what you want. Don't slow down. Well, I mean, just gather your last bit of strength, push forward, and you will be successful. Maybe this is telling you, slow down, don't burn yourself out, because you're in the battle. Obviously, you must have been doing this for a while. And you're a bit drained, so maybe just try not to burn yourself out. Let me see. It can also signify courage, persistence, strength of will. It's about learning from past failures, fighting your corner, making your last stand. And yeah, it can suggest that things have not worked out the way that you planned, and there have been challenges and setbacks along the way. But it does tell you that you're close to success anyway. But obviously these two link together. So feeling like overly sensitive or just really sad, really. It warns you to avoid becoming bitter or vengeful if things aren't going your way, like these say. Because obviously you're quite close. You should always seek to rise above your challenges and do not give way to spitefulness or jealousy. As a person, it can also represent a person that's like has feminine energy, a person who's weak, directionless, or shallow. It can represent an emotion who's like a person. I can't speak. A person who is weak, directionless, stuff like that. Someone who's overly sensitive. They could be a water sign as well. Cups is water sign energy. So yeah, the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. That also indicates that you're biting off more than you can chew. So that's linking in with this. Slow down a bit. Slow down. You're so close. You're a bit sad. You're a bit thingy. So I had to like finish the video, and like basically I'm not filming the rest of this reading on the same day, so that's why my nails are different and everything. So let's just pretend that everything's the same. But yeah, so where was it up to? 2 of, I feel like you feel a bit like out of balance, like you're out of touch, like again, whatever you've put your energy into, whatever battle you're going through, whatever you like wanting to, obviously when it's a journey, I don't know, it could be anything, because it could be your career, whatever this is talking about for you, you're gonna know. But I feel like you're out of balance right now, and this is causing you to be out of balance as well. I do also get that this could be, at first I thought it might be about a situation, so like for example like work or something, you might be feeling like it's too much and you're feeling a bit weak and like giving up almost. But it could also be about a relationship, because as your overall like advice card, you've got the 2 of Cups, and I do kind of feel, right, we'll get onto that anyway. So next is the Knight of Swords. This is all about jumping in, seizing opportunities, stuff like that. So I do feel like, I feel like maybe in the past you will have seized opportunities, if that makes sense. I feel like you would have been excited, fast paced and all that, but I feel like it's not working out, if that makes sense, because you've got the Sun in reverse and you've got the World in reverse. The Sun in reverse is just like lack of optimism, unhappiness, stuff like that. And then the World in reverse is kind of similar. It's like lack of success, lack of, well, stagnation. Whatever this situation is, it's just not paying off. It's just not going well. And I do feel like this is telling you that you need to go in. You need a bit of like, you need to look within. Maybe, I'm not saying give up on whatever this is, but I am saying take a break. I am saying take a break. And if it is about a partner, I don't necessarily feel like it means like break up with them. I feel like both of you
are going through something. I don't know if you're on this journey together. I don't know if this is about your journey, your relationship, like in general, but I feel like both of you are a bit like worn out, weak. It's not going the way you thought it would go, basically. But the Two of Cups, I feel like I don't necessarily feel like it's saying you need to be with each other. I do feel like it's saying that you need to find harmony within yourself, which is what the Hermit is saying. You need to look within yourself. So maybe take a break, or if you're with this person, you don't need to necessarily like break up or anything to take a break. Just say to them like, I need some space. And yeah, I'm just gonna look up the Knight of Swords and the Two of Cups just to check if there's not anything that I'm missing, because I do feel like I'm missing something. But I feel like you're just out of balance, because look, this card is about balance as well. Like, not necessarily in a relationship, but just in general. Kind of reminds me of the Lovers. The Lovers is about balance as well. But this is saying that you're in balance. So yeah, let me see. World being in reverse, I do feel like it's basically saying like, whatever this battle is, this situation, maybe it's used to, maybe it's something. It could be, I feel like it's work as well, just because you've got the Knight of Swords, which is about jumping in and seizing opportunities, and then you've got the Two of Pentacles, which is about like profit and loss. Balance, mainly to do with money, but obviously not just that, and they're facing each other. So, but obviously you're gonna know. It could be, oh my gosh, it could be that money is causing problems within your relationship. I don't know. And yeah, I forgot what I was saying, but basically the world is basically saying that like, whatever the situation is, it's becoming a burden. It's not what you same as this, it's not what you expected it to be. It's not like, it's just draining you, to be honest. Draining you. So I do feel like, I don't necessarily feel like you should give up on whatever situation this is, but you definitely need to take a break, and you need to find harmony before you do it. So let me see. And I said that this is about seizing opportunities and jumping in, which it is, but but it's also a card about change, and kind of, never mind actually, but yeah, I feel like you need a change within whatever situation this is. You need to go away, you need to think about what you need to change, and then you need to come back balanced, harmony. And yeah, and yeah, I do feel like that. Also, I don't have the same oracle cards that I used in the beginning anymore, unfortunately, but I did read it in the beginning, so if you want a reminder on what that said, just like skip to the beginning of your pile as well. But thank you for watching, and I'm sorry I did like proper outros for the other ones, but it looks so bad right now, so we're not gonna do this. But please comment if it resonated, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again soon as well. So yeah, goodbye.